Hi guys, welcome to GemmaBeaMakes. I'm Gemma and this is the crafty channel where I talk about all the things that I've been making. I tend to talk a lot about knitting and spinning and crochet and sewing and dyeing and lots of other lovely fibre arts related things. This particular episode is quite spinning heavy and lots of dyeing and a little smidge of knitting thrown in because I haven't really done much knitting. I've not been watching, I tend to do my knitting when I'm watching TV on an evening, and I've not been watching any TV at the minute. So the only bit of knitting that I have done since the last time I spoke to you guys was when my boys went fishing for the second time. So we had a couple of hours by the fishing ponds and they had lots of fun while I sat and did some knitting. So I'm going to show you that to begin with because it's the only little bit of progress that I have. So this is the Jib by Andrea Mowry, and I have been knitting this for my dad. So I've knit this in Drops Lima, which is 65% wool and 35% alpaca. So it's got that really nice, it's in the worsted weight as well, I think. 100 meters for 100 meters for 50 grams. So yeah, it's like a worsted Aran weight. It's turning out really nice. So the brief was a textured jumper for my dad to keep him really warm. He picked the colour, so I pointed him in the right direction for the yarn, and he picked the colour. So we're getting this really nice textured jumper with this just like cute cable detail on the raglan increase. It's got some nice short rows on the collar, in the rib, which is a nice little detail, so it'll be higher at the back. But yeah, it's a really easy pattern to remember. In essence, it's a 3x1 changing each side, so it's really quite easy to read. I needed the pattern with me at the beginning, but once we got down to a certain row, it's really easy to read, and it's creating a really nice pattern. I really like it. So not as much as done as last time. It's looking small on here, but it's on quite a small needle, and I think it's going to really block and stretch once I get all those increases on. So it's looking good so far. I'm knitting these on Knit Pro Rosewood needles. These are an interchangeable set that I got for my birthday many years ago, and they are super trustworthy. That's not the word. They're the ones that I go back to each time. If these are available in my knitting needle collection, then I will always pick these because they're a really nice needle. I enjoy them. Okay, can I think of anything else to tell you about this pattern at the minute? I don't think I can. Oh, my little stitch markers as well. So these stitch markers are my favourites. So it comes with a little coffee mug for the beginning of your round, and then little tiny coffee beans for each of the other ones. So there's enough to go around on each of the increases, apart from one, look, because I lost one. I don't know where it went. It's been eaten by the sofa monsters. It'll be down the side of the sofa cushion somewhere. I can't find it right now, but they're my favourite ones, and they came from my lovely friend Zoe, who is Felicity Yarn Studios. She gave them as a little gift for me. I think they were from, I would say, the wee ones, but I'll see if I can find a link and I'll pop them in below, because they're super lightweight as well. I always think that these little clay polymer ones are going to be really heavy, and they're super lightweight. Very enjoyable. It makes your project just that little bit more of an interest when it's got something cute on it like that, in my opinion. Anyway, that is all the knitting that I've been done, just that one project. I think the last time I saw you, it must have been, I don't know, 8 rows before that, so I've not done much on it. I've put it on a bigger needle and that's about it. However, I have been still lots and lots of spinning, so I'm going to move straight into my spinning. I've got 2 skeins to show you. Today is the 2nd of July when I'm recording this, so I think we're on day 4 of Tour de Fleece. I am already enjoying Tour de Fleece a lot. I am taking part with Mellyknits and I've joined her team for Tour de Fleece this year. And I've really enjoyed being on Instagram, so I've been following along everybody's stories. I am part of Stash Dashers. I'm in Bothy number 13. For those that are taking part in Melly's team, Melly splits everybody into Bothies. So a Bothy is a little hut on a hill, you know, when you're on a hike or whatever and you just find that settle place, that where they find that comfort, a little place to go when you need that little bit of help. So everybody's been split into groups of 15, and I think she said there's over 350 people taking part this year. So I'm Bothy number 13 and I'm really enjoying the little chat group that we're in. And just following along the line, it's been fun this time. If you've been watching a long time, Tour de Fleece is one of those things that I like to take part in every year, and I get really enthusiastic about it for the first 4 days, and then I go, ugh. But because I've enjoyed spinning so much recently, and we all know why at the minute, yeah, it's been fun this year. It doesn't feel like it's a chore. It's literally something that I'm going to be doing anyway. So I'll just document what I've been doing and share it on Instagram. So if you enjoyed, so for those that don't know, Tour de Fleece is like a personal challenge that you can take part in for spinning. So while the Tour de France is taking place and the bikers are spinning on their bikes, Tour de Fleece takes place at the same time, and we spin our wheels and we spin our fleece or fibre or whatever it is that you fancy spinning at the time. And it is just a personal goal that you want to set for yourself. So we'd like to spin every day from June 29th, I think it is, until sometimes through July, however long Tour de France takes place. I don't know, is it like 28 days or something? 21 days? I actually have no idea. I will put it in the notes below after future self has Googled it. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it this time. So the community over on Mellyknits is fun and I enjoy it a lot. This is the first, this was not done throughout Tour de Fleece. This was what I started spinning for. My mind has gone completely blank. Where did I start doing this? Oh, okay. This was from Leeds Wool Festival, from Adelaide Walker. It is a merino silk, and it was the first time in a very long time that I've spun a merino, a silk blend, and I found it really very, very slippery and needed lots and lots of extra twist. But once I got that little rhythm of it, I actually really enjoyed it. It's turned out really nice. I wish I could have shown you the fibre that it came in, because it was so very different to how this skein actually turned out. It had much more subtle purples and things going through it. This is just, it looks like just a light blue, a sky blue, but when you look really close up to it, it's really heathered with lilacs and purples, and that silk has made it really, really super soft. I'm not sure it's showing up very well on camera there, but it was a very nice blend. I had lots of fun with it. I also got another couple of different blends from Adelaide Walker. This was another one. So it was very similar. This is this version in, so this is blue, this one's this version in pink. This one is called Pink Lemonade, and I cannot remember what that one was called, sorry. But yeah, the merino silk. So it was that kind of blend. It had those really nice little lilacs and silk and things going through with the blue. This one's got to be next on my wheel. And there was also this one. So this was the darker version, but there's no silk in this one. It was just a merino blend of different colours. As you can see, this is a much smaller skein because I messed this one up so bad. So when I went to Leeds Wool Festival, I'm just going to snuggle in here a minute. When I went to Leeds Wool Festival, I went with Argonaut, my spinning wheel, for people to try. So I was spinning on one wheel, I was spinning this, and this was a fibre I got for people to try the wheel. So it's comfy in here. So there wasn't as much fibre for me to spin when I got home because I let people try, first time triers, first time spinners. Everybody had a little go on the wheel that wanted to. So there wasn't quite as much fibre. Equally, when I went to spin this one, I spun it all on one bobbin and then I wound it off into a ball to ply using a centre pull ball, and the entire ball completely collapsed on me from both ends as well. I tried to push the gusset through. I'm going to push a hole. That's not what I meant to say. But yeah, the ball completely collapsed, and it actually frustrated me so much I threw it away because there was nothing I could do with it. I could not fix it. I could not remedy it. I tried for hours to get the rest of it because it was such a waste, all that spun time. But anyway, I've got this little mini gram. I think there's 52 grams left out of 100. I was very annoyed. But they look really nice together. And they were supposed to go together into a nice project. I'd bought all these three. So it might just have to be a hint of colour now. So I'm going to spin this one, and I think I'm probably maybe going to make a nice shawl. I can hear the internal gasps. Gemma, not a hat. No, I think I'm going to make a shawl with these two colours and this one going through as a pop of colour. So that's quite exciting. I like that. And more spinning? Yes. I've got silk merino flying in the air. So what have I got to show you? Just which way around to do it. So I'm going to show you this. I would like to introduce is Frankennaut. He is the Argonaut's this is my version of Argonaut, and he has literally got all the test pieces in and all the little odds and ends of filament that needs using out. So everything's a different colour. Got 3 different colours in here, this little guy, and all the way around. So the base is really badly done. So yeah, if you're looking to get an Argonaut, sorry, don't look at this one. He's not the prettiest, but he works absolutely perfectly. And on here at the minute, I have got Winnie the little Shetland sheep. So Winnie was bought from a local farmer. I can't remember who it's from. Katie and first. I'm going to put a link below for Katie and her little farm Instagram. And I shared this with my friend Emily, who is Whisperingtree Designs. Again, I'm going to link Emily below because I'm going to talk all about her in a little bit when it comes to dyeing. And we shared Winnie the Shetland sheep. So she came round and we split the sheep out into the garden and we went straight up the middle, and we've been having lots of fun preparing. So I have got lots of these bats already done up. But when we were scouring, I'm just pulling bits out, I should not do that. When we were scouring, I don't think we scoured enough, because when it came to preparing, I borrowed my local group's drum carder, and I got these bats off and they were still really quite greasy. So I've got a couple here that I haven't. So you can see how the colour is a really nice, like fawny colour. I've never had, I've never done any fleece that's not been white before, and I've really enjoyed pulling out all this natural colour on it. But these two, and I've got another one as well, I still have got that greasy lanolin feel to them. And I started spinning while it was greasy like that, but I did not enjoy the feel on my fingers. But I did get this cute little sample skein from the bats while they were so greasy. So the yarn turns out really, really soft. It bloomed really, really nicely. Just a small little sample. You can see like it's got a super nice drape to it. It's super soft. So I think I hope I get lots and lots of this yarn. It's going to be really, really nice. However, I didn't want to spin it all greasy like that. I know that it turns out lovely. So that's a good point. I can actually just wash it after I've spun it and after I've plied it, and it turns out really nice. There's no more grease left in that once I'd washed the finished yarn. However, I was like, I am going to try and see if I can wash a bat. I don't know what it was going to turn out like. I give it a go. I was super gentle with everything, and actually it turned out just fine. Now I've spun half of this, and this is the only bit that's left because I was spinning this last night. So out of the big bat, this is all that's left. Now, in hindsight, it could probably do with going through the carder again, just to get that a little bit more air back into it. But actually, it's still super fluffy. It's still enjoyable to spin. I don't think the carder that I'm using is the best carder in the world. It does seem to put a little, like, more neps in it than it takes out. But it does get it to this super lofty, fluffy state that's easy to spin. And do you know what? I don't mind just pulling a few neps out as I'm spinning. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna wash the rest of these bats. I've also got 2 more bags of raw fleece that I need to process, and I've re-washed the locks as well. So everything else now, apart from these 2 bats, is got rid of all that extra lanolin, and it's all ready for spinning. I think the rest of the locks that I've got, I'm going to use the hand carders. Unless someone really nice wants to lend me a really lovely drum carder that's not 50 years old, that needs recarded cloth, and yeah. I really want a new drum carder, or a drum carder in general. But again, fibre tools are really expensive, and we're gonna have to save for a long time. Luckily, I'm going to be releasing a spinning wheel very soon. Would you like to see it all finished? So, I've been designing boxes. Get to the front of it. So, this is the finished size sample box we're going to get. I've got some nice printed logos coming very, very soon. Brand new, finished Argonaut. This is what it's going to look like, barring one tiny little detail. But this is the very finished Argonaut. It's all ready to go. It's all ready to be released into the world. It has been tested. It has been vetted. It has been run within an inch of its life, and it's ready to come out into the world. So, new and improved, we have numbers on our power, and also, so the only thing that we're going to change is this little line, this little marker here. I'm going to make it a little bit deeper, I think, because in certain lights you might not be able to see it, but it's still very visible. You'll be able to see your numbers there. So now when you're spinning, you can go and you know what speed you're at. A little bit easier than when the arrow was on the side. So improvement number 1. I realised I spin between a 5 and a 6. That's the nice natural singles I like to spin at, and I plied at, I think, an 8. It goes right up to, well, just up to 9. So it does go quite fast. Also numbers on the tension. We've got a new and improved tensioner pulley here. We have got a new and improved motor driver, so it will never, I won't say never, but it was very, very unlikely that the motor will ever heat up to a point that it will stop working. And we've done it so the motor driver will not get to the top end of the motor, so it will never overheat. It's also, the motor inside is suspended, so it's got airflow all the way around, vents on the front and vents on the back. So there you go. And one more thing we improved, I cannot for the life of me remember what it is right now, but there was one more improvement. I did this last time as well and I couldn't remember what it was. Anyway, Argonaut is going to be released so very, very soon. I am still waiting for the manufacture of my base. I have been promised I am in a manufacturing queue, so I'm just got to have to wait. I'm sorry guys. If you would like to be on the list for the Argonaut's release date, you can get in touch with me. I've got my email down below. Just send me an email, I'll pop you on the list and I'll send out one message when Argonaut will be released. I am so hoping it's going to be soon. I did say summer. I'm glad I said the summer. I wanted it to be in June. We are in July now. But it just means that the more we wait, the more everything is getting tested and it's all ready. I have a manual all written up and ready to go. I've got new boxes arriving with printed logos. It's all getting very real now, guys. It's going to be with you real soon. And then next, what's on the list next, Gemma? I think a drum carder is going to be, that's where that was coming, because, you know, did I say the wheel is going to be priced out at £240. So trying to bring some of that affordability back to spinning. I also sell wool combs, and again, they are priced at £50 for a set of wool combs. Just trying to bring a bit of affordability back to fibre arts. But yeah, that's everything about the Argonaut. I can't, any more updates? No. It will be with us soon. So soon. Okie dokes. I want to tell you all about what we did at our guild meeting, last meeting in June. So I am part of Bradford Guild of Weavers, Spinners and Dyers, and in June we had Emily from Whisperingtree Designs, link below, come and tell us all about natural dyeing, and we had a really fun fab day. So we started with, we did 2 different parts of the day. We did solo dyeing and we did bundle dyeing, all with natural fibres and natural materials. I'm sorry, I'm looking around because I can't find what I just did. It's here, underneath the knitting. So the first part of the day was just taking our fibre and popping it in some mod and letting it have a little soak. So I had taken with me 2 skeins of hand spun cheviot, I think it is, and we have been asked by our guild Next year, so in the year 2025, Bradford is going to be the city of culture. So Bradford Guild are taking part in lots of different exhibitions and things throughout Bradford. It's going to be a really fun year for us. So we have been asked by an artist to spin some of our of wool. So I had this, I think about 200 grams, maybe 400 actually, because I got 2 bundles. I'm talking out of my bottom. I got a big bunch of fibre. It was cheviot fibre, and I've been asked to spin it. So I spun that, and then the artist has said, if you want to dye it, we can dye it, but as long as it's with natural dyes. So I thought solar dyeing was it was the perfect little match. So I solar dyed my yarn using logwood and pine cones, and I also had a few like random rose petals and things like that. I can't remember what petals they were, but there were some petals thrown in there. But as you can see, the logwood completely took over everything, and everything is this really cool purpley lilac colour. You can see, so everything that we were putting into our solar jars is all natural dyes, but the logwood that I popped in, I put a few logwood chips and a logwood powder, like as an extracted powder. But I put the tiniest little amount on, and you can actually see, because it's speckled a little bit on one of these. So you see those tiny speckles there? There's not very many of them. That's how much logwood powder I put on. And I got this awesome colour throughout. So this yarn is going to be taken by a local artist. I can't for the life of me remember her name, I'm sorry. And she's going to be inviting the public to Bradford Cathedral, and they're going to be weaving a huge 7 by 5 foot tapestry with all hand spun yarn that has been spun by Bradford Guild, and a little bit of extra that's come from, I think, British wool, some from Haworth scouring, and you know, bits and bats from Bradford, and inviting people from the public to come and weave this tapestry. And then the artist is going to take this big piece and then weave and make on top of it to create something fabulous. It sounds like it's going to be fabulous. I'm really excited that I don't think my yarn's going to be missed. Oh, she said naturally dyed. I don't know if she realised it was going to come out this crazy purple colour. It's going to be quite fun to go into the cathedral and see. I will be able to pick my yarn out of all of those yarns. I'm excited by that. So that was my solar dyeing adventure. But actually, I want to show you this. So this was it's definitely not blue raspberry mega lollipops, but this is what I was, that I had my fibre in, and I kept it in there for about 2 weeks, I think, before I took it out. But I still had all of the dye. You can still see it's like super pigmented inside the water. So I mordanted some, this is some fibre, some sheep's fleece that I got from Fernhill Fibres. So it's the Shetland Romney cross. And I popped it in some mordant, which was PAS. It's called PAS. So it's that potassium alum sulfate, potassium aluminium sulfate. And I picked that up off of Amazon for like £5. So you've got a nice big giant bag of it now. So I mordanted my fibre for a little bit, and then I popped it back in here. So in the actual jar, there is some pine cones at the bottom, some weird leaves that they're just not doing anything. Some logwood chips and logwood powder, and these this fleece has been in here for about 4 or 5 days now, I think. And if you can see where it tips, the colour's like still sticking. I'm really impressed. So I'm going to leave it a little bit longer because there's still, oh my goodness, there's still lots of pigment in the water. So I'm going to see what we get, and I'll show you next time of how fabulous this solar dyeing is. Just, it's going on forever. But the second half of the day, we did bundle dyeing. So we were wrapping up silk scarves with lots of different powder pigments or natural. So we had lots of ferns and flowers and lots of different ivies and lots and lots of natural plants, and I don't want to say ingredients, what, you know what I mean. We had lots of stuff, but also lots of natural powder pigments as well that have been like dehydrated and then turned into a powder. And this is my silk scarf that I did. So I'm going to disappear a second so I can show you all the way, because it goes all the way across. I used, so you can see the logwood is this purple. I did, I think an alder is like the brick reddy colour, like a black alder I think it was. The yellow was, I think maybe the ferns that I put in there. What else did I sprinkle on there? I kind of just sprinkled lots of different things, but it came out absolutely fabulous. You still see. I'm going all the way across. It was so much fun. That green, I don't know what that green leaf was, but it was definitely a leaf. I think it might have been ivy. I put some logwood chips in there. There was some other bark bits, or some lichen. I did just go a little bit crazy. And then you bundle it all up so you can fold it in different ways. There was lots of different techniques. I think I went in half and then half again and then rolled like a cigar and tied it all up, and then it gets steamed for like 15 minutes on each side, I think it was. I should have ironed this before I showed you, shouldn't I, really? But that was so fun. I enjoyed the whole day immensely. And Emily does lots of natural dyeing. Hers is just beautiful. Have a little look below, because she's got her Instagram is full of just fabulous stuff. So it was lots and lots of fun. I enjoyed it. And that is everything that I've got to show you this week, I think. Yep, it is. So I'm going to see you next time, hopefully telling you there is a wheel to be launched and ready to go. This one, this particular one is Magda's. Magda, it's coming back to you today, I promise. It's all getting loaded up. It's had its upgrades and it's coming back to you. Yeah. Okay, that's everything. If you've made it all the way to the end, it's because we're absolute besties and I love you all. And I'll see you soon. See you later, guys. Bye.